Hey y'all, Muay Thai Wolverine here. These are my predictions for UFC 312, Duplessis versus Strickland. So I'm going to start with the main event with Duplessis versus Strickland, and I got Duplessis winning this one. I thought he won the last one. I thought he won the last 3 rounds, with Strickland winning the first two. And I thought what you really saw in that fight was Strickland getting outdogged. And that's something that normally Strickland does. He did it to Izzy. But I think you're gonna see the same thing happen in the first fight, or in this fight that happened in the first fight. And I think one thing is Duplessis is really great at throwing strikes, moving forward, and then taking his opponents down and doing ground and pound and finding submissions. So I think his plan's probably gonna be the same what it was in the first fight. And I got him win this one. I think if Strickland's gonna win, he's gonna have to outdog him. He's gonna just have to simply be the kind of just tougher fighter and just be willing to go and just just be willing to stand there and trade and maybe even try and take him down and get him down to the ground. He's not really a guy who likes to use his jiu-jitsu. Normally likes a guy who likes to stand there on the feet using that kind of Philly shell, in Muay Thai or in MMA that he's perfected better than anyone else. Kind of roll with the punches, let him glance off the shoulders. So I think if he's going to win, that's going to have to be his way of doing it, is out-dogging him, kind of having solid defense, just so he can make sure those punches glance off him. He doesn't take really anything hard, but also be able to defend those takedowns and be ready for those takedowns when they come, so he can throw them off and then counter with something, be able to kind of put the pressure on Duplessis, because that's where I feel he was winning those first rounds, of putting the pressure on Duplessis, really kind of moving forward, making Duplessis go back. And that also can wear on a fighter. When you're the one going back, not moving forward, it takes more gas. So I think that saying is Duplessis showing a better gas tank since that nose surgery. We know the gas tank is Strickland, how good he can do, how hard he can go. So I think this is going to become a dog fight, and just whoever can have the bigger dog in him, I think, is going to win. I just think it's going to be Duplessis, and I think if he wants to win it, his strategy has to be using those strikes, finding the openings, hitting combos, and then when he sees an opportunity, take him down, hold him there, doing ground and pound, maybe try and go for a submission or try and finish it with some ground and pound, whether it's nasty elbows, hammer fist, however he wants to end it. I feel that's how he's going to have to win, and I think he's very capable of doing that. And like I said, I think Strickland's way of winning is going to be just using that Philly shell, kind of rolling with the punches, make sure you don't get hit with anything big, and then fire back. Excuse me. And then fire back, and just kind of be outdog him and stand in the pocket. Kind of maybe almost do fight in the phone booth, as they say. And that's when Strickland is at his best, when he can do that. So I think for Strickland, that's going to be his way to win. I just think Duplessis is going to put that pressure on him, and I think you saw that in those last 3 rounds. I think he knows that he's going to win that, so he's going to have to do it. And on Michael Bisping's podcast, Believe You Me, Eric Nixink was on there, and he even said the same thing, that he told Strickland he got outdogged. And so I think with his coach knowing that that's going to be Strickland's game plan, is to try and just stay in the pocket, stay up on his feet, use his teeps to keep him at distance so he can throw that jab and then throw combos off that jab. I just think Duplessis is going to kind of blitz forward, kind of almost like a karate style blitz, and just be willing to show him the bigger dog and then take him down when he can. Look for to do some nasty ground and pound, maybe submission. So I got Duplessis winning that one. I think it's probably going to go the full 5 again, and I think it's a win by unanimous decision versus split decision. Next card on the fight, we got Zhang Weili. Not great with her name. versus Tatiana Suarez. And now Tatiana Suarez is undefeated, and she's won most of her wins by submission, and that's what she's the best at. When she can go get you to the ground and either just hold you there and just do some good ground and pound, or look for a submission. So I think the thing is with her, that's going to be her keys to victory. The thing is, I think Zhang Weili's got this because she's won her last 3 fights. She got a submission against Carla Esparza and a rear naked choke in the second round. The last 2 have been unanimous decisions. So I'd like to see her trying to finish this. I think that will help her help bolster a little bit and get more people on her side. However, I do just feel ultimately that she's going to win because I just think she's a better fighter. I don't think there's really anyone who can compete with her right now in this weight class. I hope Tatiana Suarez can make it a good fight. And with the undefeated, in the fight game, you never know. But I definitely think she could give her a fight. I definitely just don't think she's going to be able to beat Zhang Weili. I think right at this point, Zhang Weili is just too good. And she's too good of a well-rounded fighter. She's got everything you need to the game to win. So I just personally think that Tatiana Suarez is going to give it a good fight. I think her game plan is going to be to take her down and then look for the nasty ground and pound and try and use that to work her way into a submission. I think Zhang Weili is just going to be able to defend the takedowns if she does get taken down. I think she's going to be good at getting up, getting to her feet, but I do think she's got the advantage on striking for sure. And so I think her game plan is probably going to be to stick on the feet, use her jab, use her combos, maybe even teeps to kind of keep her at range, and just go to town on her. And then I think she might even look for a takedown when she has opportunity, take her down, do some ground and pound, do some submissions, because she has won 8 by submission. She's got 11 KOs, TKOs, and 6 decisions. So she's very well rounded in that she can go. She can kind of drag in the deep waters. And I think too, she's fought in those championship fights that Tatiana Suarez hasn't. So I just personally look and think that she's got more experience on her side. Cardio on her side, where I think Tatiana Suarez I think she's fought elite level competition, but I don't know if she's fought as much as Zhang Weili has. So I'm definitely gonna go with Zhang Weili on this one. I think she's gonna be able to implement her game plan better and be more effective, and I just don't see a whole lot that Tatiana Suarez is gonna be able to do against her to really just end it. So I got Zhang Weili winning that fight. I'd probably say unanimous decision that she's gonna make go all the way, but I think it could be an entertaining fight. And just kind of same with the main event, I think there could be a chance where either the champions get a knockout or get a submission in the fight, or it could go all the way and make a decision scorecard. I think it's very possible. I just think Zhang Weili's too good right now at the top of her game to be taken down by anyone, because I don't really know if anyone's as good as her. I think there are people who are a little bit below her, but I think she's definitely at the top, and I don't really see a whole lot that she's going to be able to do. Now, I was normally going to go from the first fight up to the main event, but considering I know some people are not the biggest fans of this card and have kind of had their thing say with the card, I figured I'd start with the main event, and that being to me the biggest draw of it, and then the co-main event being second draw. I wanted to start with those two and kind of get those out of the way. Now I'm kind of going to give my predictions and go on a little bit of the rest of the card. So the rest of the card, we got the fight before the co-main and main events is Justin Tafa versus Teleson Teixeira. And now this one I think is interesting because Teixeira is 7-0, undefeated. His last 3 wins have all been by KO. 2 of them were punches. 1 of them was head kicking punches, but they're all finished in the first round. Where Justin Tuff has lost his last fight by unanimous decision. Won against Austin Lane in the first round by punches. And it was a KO by punches. And then beat Parker Porter in the first round with punches. And he had a no contest against Austin Lane. That's where they rematched. So this is, I think, an interesting fight because if he can take Teixeira out of the first round, could the gas tank be wearied? So I think it's going to be an interesting fight to watch, see what happens. Because I like Justin Tuff, I'm going to go with Justin Tuff for this one. But I think it's probably going to just be hands throwing, kind of a brawl. And I think Justin Tuff could come away with a nice strike to end the night. So I'm going Justin Tuff right there. The fight before that, we got Jimmy Crute versus Rodolfo Bellato. Now, he's on a fight. Rodolfo is on a 3-fight win streak. 2 of them by knockouts in the second round, or TKOs by punches in the second round, with the third one being unanimous decision. We got Jimmy Crute, his lost to Alonzo Manafield, and then they rematched because of a disqualification, and then he lost to Jamal Hill and Anthony Smith. He needs this fight. He needs to win. So that's he needs this win where I think Rodolfo is just, he don't really need as much, but with that record, I'm going to go with Rodolfo. I just think he's shown right now he's a better fighter. He's got the ability to win. I think both of them haven't fought since 2023, so they both didn't fight last year. So it's going to be a very interesting fight. I'm just going to give it to Rodolfo. And the last fight is Jake Matthews versus Francisco Padra. Now they each have won, or Jake won 2 of his last 3, and Francisco has lost 2 of his last 3. So I definitely think it's going to be an interesting fight to see how it goes. For me, this one I'm kind of just going by what I think, and I think you got Jake Matthews coming off a win that give momentum into this fight. So I'm going with Jake Matthews for this. So those are my predictions for UFC 312. I'd love to read and see what you guys think of your prediction in the comments. Who's going to win? Well, that's it for me. Train hard, have fun, y'all, and can't wait for the fights, y'all. Peace.